welcome to my channel. Hello, it's your girl Miss Broke Graduate and welcome to my channel for another video. What is the topic today? Today's video is a little series I've decided that I was going to make called Motivational Mondays.
What are Motivational Mondays?
Thank you for asking. So, Motivational Mondays is a little thing that I decided that I was going to do because I feel like there's a lot of negativity in the world and people don't tend to really push the positives. I feel that especially once I graduated, like I found myself a little lost, if that made sense, because everything from, I guess, from being little, from a child, as soon as you get into education, is you're going to go to primary school, then you're going to go to secondary school, then you go to university, and then you're going to graduate, and then you graduated and it's like, okay, like education takes such a huge, you don't really realize it, that education is a huge part of your life. It's how most of you made your friends, it's what made you get up early in the mornings. It's like now where you don't have that same like constant in your life, I did find myself like, I was like, yeah, this is great, I've got so much free time, and then you just have free time, it's just like, what am I gonna do with it? Like, I don't need to revise for anything, I don't need to study, I don't need to stress, I don't need to procrastinate, I can just do this, and it just doesn't have the same feeling, if that makes any sense. If anyone's going through this, because I know people are going to be graduating soon, they're going to be meeting me in the broke life. Hopefully you guys don't. I'm also really not that broke. I keep on saying this, like I am, yeah, no, like I'm a little triggered by it because I know yes. Anyway, so a Motivational Mondays is just a little things that I decided to just to help people who maybe are feeling in the same boat as. My Motivational Monday series was just a little thing that I decided that I was going to do to help people who maybe are feeling the same as me. Maybe I don't even feel the same way as these people. Maybe I just go around and ask people how they feel and I just give my opinions in which I think will help. So let's get into it. So for this one, Motivation Monday, the topic of this one is being happy. I find that a lot of the times we don't prioritize it. A lot of the times people will keep themselves in a situation or do something that they think will maybe better them, but they aren't happy. Like, that was the main reason I took this year out before I started applying for proper jobs. I want to say proper jobs, more like a more professional jobs, is I needed this year to just sort through things because I was ending that chapter in my life. This is a new chapter in life and I didn't want to bring old problems into it if I could avoid it. And that's it. And that's really the reason why I just ran out of storage and I can't remember my train of thought now. Oh yeah, so being happy. That was definitely one thing that I feel people don't put being happy as a priority. People live in, I don't want to say fantasy, but under the impression that, you know, you graduate, you get a good job, you save up, you have wife, kids, all of that, and then you'll be happy. But I'm just thinking, I've always thought, why do people wait to be happy? Why is it that I need to do this and then I can be happy? Why don't you try to find things every day to make you happy? Why is it that people wait for a certain period in their life to then go find happiness or then allow themselves to be happy? Because more often than not, you will find yourself in a position with missed opportunities and then you look, I At least that's how I feel. And that's just kind of how I've modeled my life, because even though I'm 22, there has definitely been times where I was like, oh no, like I'll leave it, you know, next time or this time or the time. And then I find that these opportunities pass me by, and now I find myself at this age that I can't do things that I would have liked to really try, because I was working under the concept of, you know, not now, like I'll do it later. And then later comes and you realize the opportunity has passed. And I guess that's kind of how I live life. Just take opportunities as they come. You don't have to take all of the opportunities, but I think it's a very dangerous mentality to put your happiness aside for everything else. And this is not me saying that you need to go out and party all the time and, you know, go and do a madness and be crazy, but it is little things like, you know, maybe it's a top you wanted and you're thinking, oh no, I'll get it later, and then the top leaves and then you get upset. It's like, if you can afford that little happiness, then why not put it into your life? Why wait for a certain section of your life in order to be happy when you can just put a little bit in everything? That I guess this video is becoming very heavy, I feel, even though that was not the intention, because I'm supposed to try to motivate people. I feel like it's getting very heavy. But this is something I feel like it's very important to talk to, especially for current uni, actually at any age really, is just mental health. And this is going to turn, it might turn into one of those videos, but I don't really care. I feel like it is, I guess it's still like a real huge stigma. People don't talk about it, but I feel like it is definitely something that people should not be embarrassed. Like, don't be embarrassed because you feel sad and you feel like you need someone to talk to, but you don't want to burden your friends. Go see someone, go see a therapist, go see a guidance counsellor, go see a psychiatrist. It's not embarrassing. They are doctors for your mind. If you were sick, you would not, actually you would feel embarrassed sometimes, depending how sick you are. Okay, basically, these are people who are trained to listen. Like, your friends are great, but your friends can only take you so far. Your family can only take you so far. They don't necessarily always understand. And that is definitely a very difficult position when you find yourself, and I have found myself in this position, where you need someone to talk to, but no one around you understands. Like, they try, and some of them don't. Some of them just don't get it. Some people just don't understand how it works. Some people just don't understand. Like, they're just kind of like, if this is what's making you sad, then remove it from your life and you will be happy. Where's the issue? But then they don't seem to understand that sometimes it's very difficult to remove. If, you know, you're in education, you're in a course that you don't like, and you need to do it. This is for your future. You've already invested all of this time. You can't just decide to just drop out. And then you can, but then it's like, you drop out, you still have your student finance to pay. How are you going to support yourself? Do you have another idea of what you're going to do if you drop out of uni? No. So then you stay in uni because it seems like the best option, but you don't want to do it. But you have to. And finding yourself in that position is very, very draining, especially for something like uni. It's 3 years. It's why I always say that uni is not for everyone. I think it's the stupidest thing. Everyone's like, you have to go to uni. I know of many people who never went to uni, who are doing 10 times better than I am right now, even though I've got a university education. And it's just not for everyone. I think it's sometimes, and it's really, really difficult, but I think you need to just take a really good, honest talk with yourself. Like, a very honest talk with yourself, and see if it's not for you. Then I think there's no shame in dropping out. You can, if you think you can do better, then do better. Don't find yourself in a position where other people have told you you have to do it, so you have to do it. Sometimes you just have to believe in yourself. You do just have to take that leap of faith in your own leap of faith in yourself, and go for it. But yeah, it's always I think always a plus. Every uni has one. It's just someone to talk to, and there's no pressure. You don't have to worry about someone else finding out. You don't have to worry about it becoming gossip. You just go in there, and it could be something stupid, like, you know, I moved to uni. Because moving to uni is especially when you move from somewhere that you don't know anyone. Like, I moved here from Ireland. It was a lonely experience. I cried, like, a lot. Like, and I don't cry. Honestly, like, I don't cry. But I cried, like, a lot on the first day that I was left here, because I just really deeped the fact that I was on my own in a country that I didn't know, in a place I'd never heard of before. And it was really sad. And I was already dealing with stuff before I came here, and then topped off by the loneliness of being here by myself, and then also topped off by the fact I did want to do my course. I did find myself just being sad. And that's the one thing when you're sad, it's like, when you're sad like that, there's no pinpoint, there's no just that one problem you can solve that will bring your happiness. It's just amalgamation of loads of different experiences. This is getting really depressing. I was supposed to be motivating people. I don't know if it's motivational. Maybe it's motivational because, you know, maybe you're sitting there thinking no one feels the same as I do. Trust me, there is no such thing as original thought anymore. There are too many variations of people in the world. If you feel like some type of way, trust me, someone else feels that exact same way. Someone may feel a little bit less, some people might even feel worse. And I don't know if that's helpful, but I did. I find it helpful to know that you're not the only one. And if you look for people, you will find people who are feeling the same, and then you'll find people you can talk. I'm so distracted, butterfly went by. I really like the concept of this video, but it's getting very depressing. About ways to be happy. There is no like 5-year plan, 5-step plan that you can take to being happy. Being happy, I would say, is a choice, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's an easy one. It doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, you're depressed. Just be happy. Oh God, I hate when people say that. Oh, you're sad, just be happy. Try and be happy, you know. It'll make you feel better. I thank you. Until you said that, I never actually thought just be happy. But now that you've said it and told me that being happy is an option, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm now just gonna walk around like I'm a Disney princess in a movie, being all happy after my princess came to save me. Thank you very much. Like, no. Being happy, sometimes choosing to be happy may be choosing, not for a very long while, but going on antidepressants for a little bit. I feel like people just have this whole stigma of, oh my God, there's something wrong with her. And it's just kind of like, what about you? Like, do you not have problems sometimes? Yes, you do, but for some reason you think you're too prestige to get help. And then here's someone who's actually realizing that I can't do this on my own. They're actually trying to work and get through it while you just sit around and internalize your problems. But then you want to go and start saying stuff to people who actually want to go get help. I think it's a very dangerous mindset to have. Anyway, I don't want that. Steps to being happy. I think some steps to being happy is definitely trying to find little bits of happiness every single day. Like for me personally, I have been trying to not lose weight, but I've been, slim down basically, and that was difficult because food is my everything. Food is my emotional what do you call it? Escape. My emotional escape is food. Food is the only constant in my life that I guarantee will always keep me happy. And then having to cut out all of the unnecessary junk that I usually eat, I did actually, it was really strange. I did find myself being a little sad about it. Like, I did find myself being like, oh, I can't eat this. No, I can't eat that. But yeah, what I did was just, instead of cutting it out altogether, what I did was just cut bits of it out. I give myself a little treat every day, and I find that keeps me happy. You know, hobbies are definitely a way of keeping yourself active. Even if it's not really making you happy, it's definitely a way of distracting you for a little bit, because I find that sometimes that's the best way, at least for a little bit, not always, because you do really need to, if something's really making you sad, then you do need to address it. But little things like this channel has literally become a hobby. I've been putting this channel off for 3, what did I put? 5 again? I've been putting the channel for 3 years. Literally, the first year I came to uni, I was going to start off doing a little series following myself as I've moved from Ireland, the difference between England and Ireland, and all my years and how I found my course. I had big dreams, and yeah, I didn't do any of them. No particular reason. Like, I'd always be like, yeah, I literally have a journal full of this idea and this idea. I'm going to do this video and how I'm going to edit it and all of this. Did I do any of it? No. No particular idea. I think no, actually, I was just not confident enough to do it. I was too shy. I was like, well, people think it's weird and this and that, and honestly, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. There's no point caring a lot about what people think. I mean, there's a point of appreciating it, because obviously the way people think of you is the way people treat you, and it's good to think, like, to appreciate what they think, but there's no point spending your whole life trying to impress people. The same thing that you will do that someone will love you for is the exact same thing someone will despise you for. So if you're trying to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. I think first and foremost, you need to please yourself. You need to be happy with yourself, and then what will actually find is that you attract people who like that version of you, rather than you going to look out, please accept me. If you accept yourself, you will find that people who also accept you will just gravitate towards you. Another thing I think is keeping active. Keeping active is definitely it's definitely a key step in being happy. It's an endorphin rush, but also it's like a sense of achievement. Like, since I started working out and eating better, like, it is a sense of achievement when, you know, oh, that thing that didn't fit me, it fits a little bit, like, you know, a little bit better. That shirt isn't as tight anymore, you know, I can do my buttons on my jeans without as much stress. If you find yourself in a position where you're unhappy, I think I'm going to re-record this, but hopefully someone will watch this video, the one, the only, and the top priority in everyone's life, because honestly, nothing else in life will mean anything. To really enjoy it, because you have internalized so much of your grief and sadness. I think that being happy should definitely be the number one priority in your life, because you can have the best people surround you, the love surround you, but if you aren't happy, you will never be able to see the blessings in your life. You will not be able to see, yeah, you'll have the money, but then you won't be. Okay, I'm running out a bit of a time to film, but I do want to summarize. I think, even though this video was, I guess, maybe a little bit not like uplifting, I do hope that it will, I guess it doesn't have to be uplifting to motivate you. I want this to motivate you in a way that I want you to look at your own life, and I want you to write a list of all the things that make you happy on a daily basis. And if that list is really short, I want you to actually properly look into your life and see, do you actually have a really sad life, or are you just ignoring the goodness in your life because it's not quite like your friends, it's not quite what you want, it's not quite like what you see other people compare on Instagram and all these celebrities, and think, do I actually have like a bad life? Am I actually sad? Or is it that I'm just too busy comparing myself to others to appreciate what I really have?